My name is Hainsworth. I am the chair of the Roots Jazz and American Music program here at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. And I also play the saxophone, and I'm a composer and arranger. I grew up in a very big and active musical family. My father played music. My mother was a musician at a very early age. My sisters listened to a lot of music while I was growing up. My brother played the saxophone, which led me to play the saxophone. My brother stopped playing the saxophone, which meant that we had a saxophone laying around our house. I wanted to play drums. My mother said, well, we have a saxophone here, so you're going to play a saxophone. As I began to play the saxophone, and more importantly, began to listen specifically to saxophone players, something in my brain eventually made a connection to, oh, they are doing that thing on the thing that I'm playing. Maybe I can do that too. And over time, my voice musically became more clearer in terms of the saxophone as opposed to any other instrument. As a kid, I loved Charlie Parker, Sonny Rollins, Sonny Stitt. Growing up in Houston specifically, we have a legacy of great saxophone players from Texas, Dewey Redman, Billy Harper, Arnett Cobb, so Illinois Jacquette. So those were some kind of local people that I really gravitated towards also. One thing that is really special about our program here, all of our faculty members are mentors to every single one of the students that come into contact with them, whether it's via ensembles or their applied lessons. And that's a pretty big deal because this is how you make connections for the afterlife, if you will. So that part right there alone is pretty unique and pretty special to the program.
What makes RJAM so special is the faculty. It's definitely the faculty. It could be in a cardboard box and it would be the same.
My favorite moment being in the RJAM program is playing with the faculty, you know, world-class faculty, and they're doing what I want to do, which is tour the world and play.
We have a very close-knit group of students and faculty. We are pretty family-oriented in terms of how we look after our students.
You have a set group that you meet with for a semester and you really get to know each other and learn how to arrange a piece of music and learn different tunes and play with them. Almost every day is such a unique opportunity.
We really care about our students' growth, both musically and personally. I'm constantly revisiting things through a younger person's eyes or ears, and that is really refreshing to me. And it's also a way to continue the tradition of this music and serving the music. I think with most jazz musicians, because we're such a tight-knit community and we have to look after our younger brethren, if you will. They're almost like my musical kids, and I want to make sure that when they leave out of here, they have not only the musical knowledge, but also how to, you know, go about getting jobs in this field, how to treat people in the world, and have a name for yourself that is recognized as someone that does a really good job. The philosophy that I would like to make sure that all of our students leave here with is making sure that they can play a bunch of different styles well. We're in one of the most amazing cities culturally in the entire world. So there's plenty of places to go and hear great music, and there's places for you as an incoming student to participate in as a young musician in the San Francisco Bay Area. Good evening, how's everyone doing? I said good evening, how's everyone doing? That's more like it. My name is Jason Hainsworth. I'm the Side-by-side concerts are really, really cool. It's something that I always wanted to do as a college student myself, which is to play with my teachers. We do that immediately as you're an incoming freshman in our program. And what that means is that over the course of a couple of days, you will be in ensembles with not only your fellow students, but with faculty members as well. The faculty members will be just as vital member of the band as you are as a student, and you will come up with a set list, more times than not based off of student compositions and arrangements. So it could be pieces that a faculty member such as Michael Rodriguez brings in to try out with the students, or it could be a new piece that one of our students has just completed and would like to workshop with that band with the faculty members. And you perform these tunes on the concert. And so that's a really unique opportunity to spend with faculty members in their band so that you can understand the process that is what they hear as a professional musician and how they would go about rehearsing their own band. We want to drop you right into that band and see if you can sink or swim. This particular side-by-side concert may be a little bit different just because of the times in which we're living in and the social aspect that we are trying to engage our students in, but the gist will still be the same. The artistic director here at our program, Joshua Redmond, and I, we've been talking about how can we best prescribe something that we think would actually benefit our students, both musically and socially. And we came up with this idea of music of protest songs and music of hope. Our program is called Roots, Jazz, and American Music. I think we have a responsibility to our students to make sure that they aren't just looking and studying this music from a purely analytical standpoint, but that they are aware of the musicians that have performed these pieces and have written these pieces, knowing that there's a backstory to all of these musicians, and it's something that should not be taken for granted. The protest songs, there are many different ways in which musicians can write songs to protest. For jazz musicians that are, primarily instrumentalists, there's a way to do it that does not necessarily have to have lyrics. Of course, there are songs such as Strange Fruit, which is famously performed by Billie Holiday, but then there's also Fables of Faubus, which is written by Charles Mingus, which is a protest song. But then there's also songs that go outside of the jazz genre that we wanted to make sure that our students were aware of, songs of protest and also songs of hope, songs by Stevie Wonder or songs by Marvin Gaye or songs by Earth, Wind, and Fire, to name a few. And all of these songs are a part of not just the jazz canon necessarily, but these are just kind of songs of America. We want to make sure that our students aren't just jazz nerds. We want to make sure that these students understand that these are really important songs to the planet, and they should be able to play these songs also. This is going to be our year-long project, and that is a hard thing to do, but not impossible, because we don't want to force protest or you must have hope in this song. But we do want to open our students' eyes and ears to the possibilities of writing music from a different perspective and a different angle, and writing from an informed perspective. We're going to show them a wide range of songs that I hope will attract their attention, and ask them, well, based off of these songs that you've heard, I would like for you to try to put your stamp on something that you think would raise awareness to something that you have a special interest in. And I think that's the best that we can do. And if we are able to do that, I think that would be mission accomplished.